And now I'm pleased to invite the Honourable Senator Conchetta Fierravanti-Wells to say a few words.
Very much, and please excuse and accept my apologies. I had to reorganise things. Politics has this inevitable way of bringing up surprises when you least expect them. So I see guys and Gary nodding here in the front. Your Grace, Bishop Nona, George, always a pleasure to join you and your staff out here at Starts. Other distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. As Parliamentary Secretary to both the Attorney General and the Minister for Social Services, it's my very great pleasure to join you here today to represent the Minister for Social Services, the Honourable Scott Morrison. Given my special responsibilities for multicultural affairs and settlement services, I welcome the launch of the Starts Chaldean Community Consultation Report. As like many reports in our settlement services space, it adds to the body of understanding, it adds to the body of knowledge, but it also enables us to see how different communities, emerging communities, are actually learning from the experiences of other communities in the past. Of course, here it starts. You've been producing community consultation reports since 2003. And what this does is not only add to the body of knowledge, but it helps us to improve services and relationships with our new migrants. It helps to make that settlement journey the best that it can possibly be, particularly for those arriving to our shores after what often is a very harrowing and tragic experience. The Australian government on its own cannot ensure the best outcomes for all our humanitarian entrants, and that's why our relationships with organisations such as Starts, as well as the communities, the families, the parents, put us in a far better position to provide culturally appropriate care and attention for each of the many communities who now call Australia home. And let's look at some of those statistics. Since 1945, we have welcomed 7.5 million people to Australia, 7.5 million migrants, including 800,000 under our humanitarian program. And we continue to welcome people to Australia. We identify with about 300 ancestries, and we speak almost as many languages, including Indigenous languages. Almost 45% of us were either born overseas or have at least one parent who was born overseas. It is estimated that around 3,500 Chaldeans settled in New South Wales between 1991 and 2002, mostly here in Fairfield, in Blacktown and in Liverpool areas. We are a successful multicultural nation. Starts work, which provides culturally appropriate psychological treatment and support to people with the scars of torture and trauma, is crucial to our ongoing social cohesion. And with the benefit of work by the government and civil society, we can and are turning these harrowing stories into positive ones. Many of our humanitarian entrants have never known a normal life. They may have escaped conflict and violence in their home country, experienced torture, trauma, and lived their lives in refugee camps. But despite these challenges, people from these backgrounds come to Australia with many strengths and resources, such as broad international and cross-cultural knowledge, multilingual skills, and a strong desire, above all, to achieve and succeed. They are indeed a motivated and positive group. Often we find ourselves focusing on the hardships and the tragedies that have been endured, but we must not overlook the immense potential that they have for enriching their lives or the contribution that they can make to Australian society. In Australia, we hope that they find a place of safety, of peace, of tranquility, and a place where they can dream for a better future, and they can find people to help them to achieve their dreams and aspirations. So can I thank you for producing this report. Community consultations are indeed essential to improve, as I said, our services and our relationships. and I'm sure that this report, its findings and its action plan will help increase cooperation between the Chaldeans and start and improve client access to services. The Australian government believes it is important to support oppressed Christian communities in Iraq. Many members of these communities have been forced to flee their homes in recent times due to ongoing violence. Australians stand with Chaldeans in believing that democracy is the foundation of a decent civil society based on the rule of law where people live free from persecution. Can I thank you for your efforts and wish you all the very, very best as you implement these recommendations. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for being part of this milestone and we welcome you to stay for lunch in the craft room. May I ask for the people involved in the project to come to the front to take some photos, please. Thank you.
حضرنا ديوخة خازخ إطلاق تقرير استشاري لكالدان بأستراليا. هذه حدث مهم كبير لأن مثل قاعدة منظمة ستارت اللي كان يمشون اللاجئين خكمة من جماعة خكمة جمعيات كلدانية خكمة من قصوب كلداية دي لآخر مدة شنو يريخ مثل قاعدة نكمل اليوم إطلاق ديها توا حدث مهم كبيرة لأن بايش سهولة جدا بايش يدي كلدان أستراليا ويدي تجيب كل مؤسسات عربية وحكومية آخر أستراليا. معذرة ما حدث مهم شو المقاوح إنها شيء كبيرة وهذا ما تصور طرفنا لأن إيش إيش ملقطة دي مشكلة آخر أستراليا. نتمنى أحدث تاو محافظة كل كلداء آخر أستراليا بالخير وغيرته مشكلة تبناء أفرادية خاصة من أستراليا ممثلة من أفراد أصلية دي العراق وسوريا. بريخة كلنا بريخة كلنا محضرة التقرير يعني بس انت ولا ما